These interactive Legos are super awesome. Welcome back to another Jeff Reviews for you. And as you saw, we are looking at the Super Mario Lego set. This is their starter kit. You know what though? Enough talk. Let's get right into this review. I'm excited to start our series on the Lego Super Mario, and you have to start, of course, with the starter course. I should note that this retails for just under $50, which is on the high end for this size of a Lego set, but it does have some cool technology crammed inside. Let's open it up and start the process. This is kind of cool. A lot of our directions are actually on an app, so right now I'm downloading this app, but we can do step one, which is assembling Mario. So as you can see, I have unloaded the contents to bag one. First step is to take a screwdriver, and we're going to unscrew the back. We're going to install two AA batteries that were not included, put the back on, and screw in the screw. Now we're going to assemble our Mario. Let's put the pants on. We're going to get these gold pieces for the front of his overalls. Now let's put on his ears. And of course, we can't forget our hat. I'm going to push this little power button on the back to see what happens.
Lego Mario time!
Well, that's pretty cool. I don't know why it's got a fire there. It's detecting my finger? That's weird. Anyway, that's cool. You can see the eyes, the teeth, and it even has some sort of a readout right here on the chest. Very cool. Of course, if we look here on the bottom, that's how it interacts with the various parts of the set. So that's really neat too. That's got like a reader right there on the bottom. We have our app open, so we're going to turn on our Lego Mario. We're going to hit the Bluetooth button right here, so it's now searching. As you can see right away, we have a Lego Mario pop up on our screen. Let's click that. And now, of course, we are connected. On our screen, we see that our Lego Mario has connected. Now what we're going to do is we're going to scroll up and we're going to put together our Goomba. That's our number 3 on the list. We have our pieces for the Goomba out, so now let's open it up on the app. And of course, we have them all scattered around here. The cool thing about this app, and I'm not going to go through it entirely, you're going to do some of that on your own. I'm just going to show you how it works. As you're going through the app, you're actually going to put the pieces together. You hit next, 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 and all the way to the end when your Goomba is finally completed. Right now, I'm going to build mine. We're going to see what Mario does. Assembling the Goomba is actually pretty easy. We're just going to snap these pieces on. Just like that. Now we're going to bring our face to the Goomba on into play. All right, let's put on our side pieces here. And on the other side as well. Now the top parts of the sides. Just like that. On the back, we put this flat piece. And of course, on the top, we put our QR code right there, or our barcode for Mario to read. Now, our Goomba is done. As we're continuing along, now we're gonna build other parts of our set. This is actually the first course, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just putting on my blue Lego blocks here. And then, of course, I'm gonna throw these green ones on the side. We're gonna lock those into place, nice and snug. These smaller ones are gonna go right here on the ends. Of course, our QR code or our barcode reader goes in the middle. Let's see if that fits in there. In just a matter of seconds, we did that entire inside portion of our green pipe. Remember we said there's a barcode inside? Let's see what happens. Oh, it actually says start. I don't have a finish yet. What happens if I go in there? Oh no, it's giving me 60 seconds to complete the task, but I haven't built it yet. So we're gonna see actually what happens when we don't defeat it. We are getting down to the end and we haven't moved from our green pipe. Let's see what happens when it finishes.
Oh no!
It ran out of time, just like in the game. But you know what? All is not lost. Let's continue building. Well, this is funny. Had I just waited a few seconds before trying it out, we would have gotten to the next step, which actually has our finish line or our goal right on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build this piece up. And of course, it's just our flagpole at the end. There it goes. Put our flag in. And there we go. Would you get a look at that? We go into our green pipe. Starts the mission. And while we go through things, we get to the end. And we got our flag. There's a few more things to do in bag 1. So we're going to snap this thing together. You can see that I put my flowers together. Now we're going to put the course run together. So I'm going to take the longer of the pieces connected to this middle base. So now it's equal on both sides. Let's put our flowers on. Once our flowers are on, we can actually put our Goomba in place and now align our green pipe to the flag. Now our course is complete. So bag 1 in our starter course hops in. We run down the course, jump on our Goomba, we keep going, and we finish. If you thought we were done with this set, we are not, because we are only on bag 3. And of course, I've dumped the contents of bag 3 down here. Look what I found. Another QR or barcode reader on there. I'm excited to see what that does. All right, let's build this. First, we start with this plate down here on the blue plate. All right, we're going to put this circle right on there. No issues. Of course, I want to get some of these 4x blocks on here. There's 2x4s. There's another one right here. We're doing good so far. Oops, I dropped one. Now what I'm going to do is I want to put these taller blocks right here on either side. We can spin it around just so we know what we're looking at. Let's set that aside for now and bring this long plate over. Of course, we're going to take our QR that's on this side. I missed that one completely. As we put this on, we want to make sure we have this piece all the way to the end on the yellow piece. I'll show you what that looks like on the bottom. See how it's all the way to the end? Of course, now we're going to take these flat pieces and put them on. Followed by these side pieces right here. So at the end of this section, you want to make sure your piece looks just like this. Of course, we were going to come over and make contact right with the initial part that we built. And there you have it. I know I probably shouldn't, but I really want to see what happens with this barcode. Ooh, that's cool. What happens when we spin around? Anything? Ooh, it sounded like a coin. Oh, I must have knocked him off the barcode. He didn't stay, there he goes. He doesn't stay on very well. We're going to continue building, but first let's flip this one small 4x4 white piece over and start assembling some of the underneath side. All right, so we have that one larger piece in place. 2 of these smaller pieces are in place, and now we are going to install these little round discs. In the end, that's what the bottom should look like, but let's flip it over. We're going to grab some of these cloud-looking things. And of course, that's offset. One is down, and one will be offset a little higher. Let's put on these little blocks here. And just like that, that's what it looks like. Let's put this aside. Now for the last few pieces, we're taking this little white piece there, attach the gray long piece here, just like that, flip it over. And we're going to put our round disc on the end. Now let's put it all together. Remember how we spaced those out before? Well, they're just going to line up just like this. And voila, that part is done. I want to see what this actually does. Let's line ourselves up. Can we spin it around? What are we doing here? Well, just making some sort of noises. That's cool. And you can also see the Christmas trees on the chest display. Very cool. We are quickly moving through the packages. Of course, we are on package 4 out of 5. So let's see what we do in this part. It looks like we are going to start building some blocks that we can hit maybe by jumping at them. So let's line up these pieces accordingly. From the directions, this is what we see. I'll move this one forward. We're putting those 4 blocks on. Now we got to top them off, of course, with these pieces right here. At the end of the first section, that's what you should have. Let's put that aside for just a minute. We're going to pick up this little gray circle here. We're going to line up these 2 clear pieces on top of it, just like this. So we see here, and now of course that first piece that we built goes right on top in the middle. Of course, we're going to put that aside again because we're going to continue building. This time we're going to build our question mark. We have this round circle, put the question on top, and this little yellow square actually has another barcode right on top. Snap it together. Let's bring back our old piece that we've been working on, put it together just this way. Doesn't that look awesome? Because we want to see what happens. Well, that's cool. Let's take it off and see what we got. Sweet, we got a mushroom. We're gonna move right through the building process. Of course, we're just gonna build a simple tree right now. Directions are pretty self-explanatory. Slide this one down and in. Put the middle piece on. And now the top. There's your tree. Let's set it aside. Now we're gonna take this blue squares type thing here. We're gonna put 4 of these 2x bricks around it, just like this. A tree fell over in the background. There, we fit it in there. Now one of these green pieces goes right on top. Now we can put this part aside. Now we're gonna put together what looks like a cloud, but first we're gonna build this little flower piece right here. Snap that into place. Now put the yellow piece on top. And then this clear stick goes through all 3 of those pieces. Put some pressure to it. There we go. We're gonna take this white cloud piece and hook that right to the back. Moving right along with our building, we have another green 4x4 piece that's rounded on its edges. We're gonna put these 2x bricks right here, just like that. And of course, now we top it off with one of our green pieces again. Put that aside. We're gonna build that again, but actually this time we're gonna build it a little taller. So follow along, snapping these pieces into place. Now we're gonna take one of these 2x4s and put it there. Keep on building. Once we get to this level, we repeat what we did on the bottom level. And now we're gonna put our green piece on top. And as you guessed it, we're gonna put that aside. Now we're gonna build the 3rd and final one. This time we're using these really tall blocks. I do notice already that I have some extra little pieces. That's okay, we can put those away for storage. But put these ones on, put our top piece on. We have assembled everything in bag 4. Just like that, we are all ready to bag 5. I think we're gonna start building Bowser Jr., so let's get the pieces ready. So we have the feet. As you can see down there, we're gonna put a little tiny gray piece right on the back side of the feet. Top it with this white block. Now we're gonna have this little blue one right here in the front and top that with a gray piece, just like that. All right, we're gonna look for some yellow 1x2s. Stick them on either side of what we just built. You can see we're quickly taking shape. I'm gonna take one of these 1x2s on each side that has this little tiny hole in it because you know what? Our Bowser Jr. needs some arms. Grab one arm, stick it through the hole. Grab the other arm, stick it through the other hole. It's looking fierce. Continuing to collect some pieces for our Bowser Jr. There's 1x3 goes right there. Then we have, of course, just a 1x1 that's green. Now these little tan ones that has a peg here on the front and the side. Wow, this guy's getting tall. Put some of these triangle pieces here on the side. They're not complete triangles, they're more like semicircles, but put those right here on the sides. See how that goes? Now we're gonna put a small 1x peg right here in the back, followed by 2 of these, one on each side. Let's put these 2 pointy pieces on either side. They just fit right in, no issues. 1x3 goes right down here to hold this stuff all together. I think our Bowser Jr. needs some eyes. What do you think? Well, there they are. Of course, this green piece 1x3 goes and ties all of that stuff together. As we continue, we're putting his face on, and of course his shirt looks pretty scary too. Continuing to build our Bowser Jr. Just like here we go. Oops, something fell off. I lost one of my triangle pieces. All right, there we go. Now this little tiny red top piece must be his hair. And before we forget, let's put his spiky piece back on. From there, we're gonna turn him around, put this white piece on, and set him aside. Next, we're gonna find this piece, which must be his shell. That one's already built together. Let's put our barcode in there, snap it together. We're gonna assemble it behind our Bowser Jr., just like this. I don't know about you, but I wanna see what Mario does when we get on this barcode. That is awesome. We are going to continue assembling more of the board. All right, so now we have these taller pieces that are going around this base that is green. We're going to top that off with one of these brown pieces. Fits nicely into place. Of course, now we're going to get our block-looking structures. Just snap those right into place. This almost looks like a castle piece, and to make it look extra fierce, we're going to top each of these with 2 of these angled pieces. When you're done assembling this first part, that's what it looks like. Of course, let's put it aside. We're gonna make one that almost looks just like that, except you notice we're using a smaller piece here on the bottom, but we're still lining up with these taller 1x2s. Once we get that base, we're gonna attach it right here to this bigger piece. Now, of course, what we need to do is we need to get our bricks and put them all around. Once our bricks are done, do that same exact thing at the top of the pieces to make it look like it's part of a castle. Just like before, that's what it looks like now, of course. Let's put it aside. On the video, they show Mario knocking down Bowser Jr., jumping on him a handful of times. Once we get to the end, all of a sudden, it's coins. Let's continue our building process. First, we have this big green base plate down here. We're going to snap in this piece. There it goes. Now we're going to get one of these connectors and slide it in. One of these circle pieces. As we continue going, we're going to grab these green pieces just like this. All right. What we're going to do now is connect this piece over to here, fold that down. A couple more triangle green pieces. This one, of course, are the thinner ones. A couple more pieces, and we're going to set this part aside. We're going to lock this in and cap off these 2 pieces with the gray. Now set this aside. All right, so let's grab this brown piece. We're just going to top it off really with these smooth pieces. And I hope you didn't put the previous piece too far away, because we're going to bring it right back and connect this to the top. On to the red base piece now. We're going to put some of these circle pieces on. And then, of course, they have some caps that go on them. That was probably the easiest one to build out of all of them. So as I've been messing around with this, I've noticed some things that Mario actually, his belly screen changes based on what color he's on. Look, we're on red, so it's fire. Watch what happens when we go to blue. It was in the water. Now we go to green. And he's in like a forest or greenery areas. That is really cool how it senses the color and changes the screen. If you want to know what was the point of what you just built, Mario comes over, jumps on this. Oh, gotta put some force. Oh, too much force. There it goes. It finally fell off. In this video, we were looking at the Super Mario Lego set. Of course, we were starting on their starter set, so what did we think of it? First things first, let's talk about that price point. $50, in my opinion, is a lot of money, even though there is a lot of technology packed into this. 50 bucks is expensive. I will say I really do appreciate how Mario interacts with the different parts of the kit. It is really cool. Not to mention, it's completely customizable. You can make your course any way you want. The directions actually don't have a specific way, because just like Lego, you can build it any way you want, and there you have it. I'm sort of on the fence with the directions being on the app. On one side, I would like to have those paper directions, but then on the other side, I sometimes throw those right away. I do like having the app, but it would have been convenient to also have them in paper just in case you don't want to download the app. In the end, it's a pretty neat set, and it wasn't that difficult to build. If this is something that interests you, I will have a link down in the description. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by, and hope you have a great day. The cool thing is, in the end, you can design your very own course. Start going along the way. Jump up on here, up and over, get the Goomba, oop, he's off, knock down Koopa, and get to the flag. I really do appreciate that you stayed around for my entire review, where I started out with the very first Super Mario Lego. You know what, as I was doing this, it kind of reminded me of another toy that I played with not that long ago. It's called the Toy Box, and it's a 3D printer. Well, you can print your own toys. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna link that review right up here, and I would love it if you would click on this link. And when you do, by the magic of the internet, I'm going to join you right here. So go ahead, click it. It's safe. I promise.